This is the growth strategist, Aldonna Ambler, with your growth strategy recommendation of the week for mid-sized companies. I want to talk about, should you launch a second business or just create another department? I'm going to give you an example. George runs a content management company. They do web development, but it's really about the content management system. And they're growing really quickly. And recently, they've been having a hard time finding programmers that have enough experience in their content management system. So a lawyer said to them, oh, you can just create a second company. What you can do is create a training company, and you can really develop your own. This is easy. Now, I was struck by how quickly and matter-of-factly the lawyer said that. That's true. George could file the papers. You could create a separate company. And it's also true that a training business is very different from a web development company. I actually understand the logic. If you were going to be creating those two businesses, or those two things, maybe making them a separate company makes some sense. But how different are those businesses? Think about it. There probably has to be a key person in place first who truly understands how to launch and run a training company. Think about, what does it take to find the trainers? What's the average amount of time, percentage of time, that the trainers need to be in the classroom for it to work? What's the reasonable amount of gross profit and net profit for that business? It's not going to be the same as the content management web development company. What's the typical no-show rate or dropout rate for students? What's going to be the curriculum? What's going to be the criteria for people passing or getting certification? And what's the certification? Is it something you have to develop, or is it standard for the field? What kind of costs are you talking about with the facility, the utilities, the workstations, the insurance, all of it? Is there any kind of marketing that's going to be involved that's beyond what you normally do? This isn't something you just throw together on the side. What could you really expect from the school? What kind of ROI? Could you sell it? Now, the interesting thing to me is that the core business is growing, and just recruitment isn't going fast enough. Professional search firms, the big guys out there, just have been producing disappointing results. And what was fascinating to me was when a colleague of theirs suggested, well, why don't you create a department and have your own recruiters? George said to them, the reason I don't want to do that is it's too distracting and too expensive. Creating a second company is not more distractive and expensive? And wait till you hear this. George is talking about doing it on a different continent. Are you jumping into creating a second company because it's really needed? Or is there another reason behind your interest in doing it?